All right, hello. Welcome to Tolentino Teaching. I wanted to go over something that's really worked well in my class, and that is You Be the Editor activities. I use these in my classes once or twice a week. And what it is I give students a text. It can be from a book. It can be something written by another student. And I take out the punctuation, make some spelling mistakes, and students have to restore that piece of writing. So it works. So it has punctuation and grammar and all that good stuff. Because a lot of my student writing lacks punctuation. It lacks clarity because of this. There's misspellings. So I want students to get in the mindset of being an editor or being very particular with their language. Okay. So I do these activities once a week. I'll show you what I do. Okay. And I'll be growing this. I'll be adding more. Initially, You Be the Editor, I gave students larger chunks. Now I'm making the chunks a little smaller because I think that that works a little better. So let me show you. Let me share screen. All right, so if you go to Tolentino Teaching, You Be the Editor, you get a playlist. Okay.
Wealth management is navigating the peaks and valleys.
All right. And I'll show you some stuff I do. So for example, let's look at You Be the Editor. Fix the paragraph from Harry Potter.
The following excerpt has been taken from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. However, most of the punctuation has been omitted, and there are problems with.
So as you can see, basically I take excerpts from text, make some misspellings, get rid of the punctuation, and students have to restore it.
Apostrophes and spellings. Your mission is to restore the paragraph so that there are no longer punctuation errors or spelling mistakes. Good luck.
All right, so what I do is I take a video like this, I project it on the board. I also, in some cases, some of these, I give students a worksheet that goes with it. I think for this one, I haven't made a worksheet because I think the text is kind of short. So for this, I'll actually have students write it out, okay? Write out this paragraph with punctuation and with correct spelling. So as you can see here, this is an excerpt from Harry Potter. It was the unicorn, all right, and it was dead hair. So obviously Harry's not capitalized. Beautiful spelled wrong. There are no periods. Obviously, yeah, there's all sorts of issues going on here, right? So students are supposed to rewrite this so that it has proper punctuation, proper spelling, and I give students like 5 or 10 minutes to do this, depending on the class. Sometimes I'll have them do it with a partner. And then when they're done, we'll see how well their restoration of this text compares to the original. And now, another purpose of this is there's no one right way to use punctuation, right? There's certain times you might use a dash or a colon or a comma. However, this is supposed to give students a feel of how a professional writer chose to use punctuation. And I like it when students kind of say, you know what, they used a comma here. However, I would have used a dash because of this. That's what I really want to hear, stuff like that. I want students to be creative with their punctuation. However, you can only be so creative. You can't just say, hey, I put a colon here and instead of a period, and like, no, that actually wouldn't work. So you want students to be creative with their punctuation and to see how a professional writer does it. So let me show you. So they have the example. They write it down on paper. They rewrite this paragraph, restoring it on paper. And then once again, like I said, we bring up the original paragraph. They can compare what they did compared to the original. So there it is. This is the original from Harry Potter, okay, with commas, periods, apostrophes taken away in certain spots. I can see a little dash right here. Yeah, so the purpose of this is to get students to be thinking like editors. You want them to be thinking about using punctuations and correct spelling, because a lot of my student writing just comes in and looks lazy. It's just missing all of these things. Or I get entire paragraphs without a period at times. So I want my students, when they're writing or after they write, to look at their writing as an editor would, or to think of themselves as editors. So that is the purpose of this. I do this about once a week. Let's look at another one. I also like scenarios. You can edit tweets. I'm going to put up a bunch of editing stuff here over time. You can edit a part of House on Mango Street. Yeah. Kobe Bryant. That's kind of, I'll show you Kobe Bryant's.
Introducing Speechalot, the most natural sounding text to speech software on the market.
Hey. The following is an excerpt from the Mamba Mentality, How I Play by Kobe Bryant. However, the punctuation of this excerpt has been omitted, and there are many spelling errors as well. Your mission is to restore this excerpt by adding punctuation and correcting the misspellings. When you're finished, compare your edits to the original paragraph written by Kobe Bryant. Let's begin.
So the cool thing about this activity is, I mean, I live in Los Angeles, so there's a lot of students who really like Kobe Bryant. So that alone gets students kind of interested, like, oh, wow, Kobe Bryant's book. So yeah, that's kind of cool. So now this excerpt is long. It's worked for me in my class, but it also is, you got to give students a certain amount of time, and they have to have a certain kind of stamina to deal with this. So for this one, I have a worksheet where students can have this written out for them on the worksheet, and they can edit it either alone or in groups or however you want to do it. But I also project this on the board. So then when I have it on the board, I can ask students, what did you do? Let's try to do this as a class. Let's try to fix this as a class. What are your ideas? And on the whiteboard, I'll project this. We'll add punctuation, we'll correct misspellings and all that good stuff. And then we'll see how ours compares to the original, or compares to the book that Kobe Bryant wrote. So play this, and I'll show you where the worksheets are. Not everyone has a worksheet. I should probably do that for everyone, but so then you have the original paragraph as it was done in the book. Okay, so students can, it's cool because students kind of digest how a professional writer chose to edit or use punctuation and in their writing. Okay, so, and then I'll show you where to get the worksheets. If you go in the description box in most of these videos, not all of them have it. It says there's a worksheet for this task. It takes you to my website, briantolentino.com. Okay. And then once you're at my website, it has the video. And then down here is the worksheet. There's even an answer sheet. So you get the worksheet. So you can print this out for students. They can edit it and rewrite it. I like having students rewrite everything. That's just me. Sometimes they don't enjoy doing that, but I like having them write it all out. That's just what I do. Okay. So for something this long, you want to give students a little bit of time to do it, but yeah, they can make little edits here and then rewrite it. And yeah, it's worked really well in my class. So let me go back. I'll show you. Go back to my channel.
At Tolentino Teaching,
All right, so if you go to my channel, share screen. Why do I keep losing it? If you go to my channel and you go to playlists, all right, you get all these different playlists. It's You Be the Editor. Click on You Be the Editor,
So
and you have an assortment of videos that you can use. Okay, I'm gonna be adding more and more over time, so you can find the ones that you like. But I like using this like once a week, sometimes twice a week, and it gets students focused on being an editor, whether it's misspellings, whether it's grammar. I have all different ones that I'm using, but hey, try it out if you want to try to improve punctuation, all that good stuff in your student writing. Try that out. Got a whole playlist. Thank you for listening. If you still haven't subscribed to Tolentino Teaching, please do so. We got a lot of lessons and stuff that we're going to be uploading, so check us out.